It is the happy world of FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station. The station you'd love to sing along to. What a lovely song, Chikulu Pililo. Music done by The Exploits. It is now 9:23 on the happy world of 5FM Radio. My name is Curtis, taking you on all the way with good music on the happy world of 5FM Radio. The session would love to sing along to. 9:24 is the time. At 9:30, I will be joined by someone. Her name is Makwenja Sekai. She's going to be interacting with me and obviously sharing and motivating us on a few things, especially if you are a lady, a woman out there. You better stick around and be motivated in one way or the other by Makwenja Sekai. Quite an interesting story that she has for us.
You're the heart of my heart. I got to walk the one
Once again, this is the happy world of 5FM Radio, your happy day station. So I have Makweja in the studios, and she'll be joining us in just a few minutes from now. So stick around for that and much more right here on your happy day station 5FM Radio. This is the gospel highway where praise and worship never runs dry. My name is Curtis. Coming up next, here is Christine and the Revival Gospel Band. This one is titled Fiancé.
The God that I serve will never leave my side. The The God that I said will never leave me. The God that I said will never leave my side. The God that I said will never leave me. The God that I said will never leave my side. The God that I said will never leave me. Lesa uyona sanga Tashaneka. Lesa uyona sanga Tashaneka. Ine yo Tashaneka. Ine yo Tashaneka. Ine yo Tashaneka. Ine yo Tashaneka. Nyamufile Tashaneka. Ine yo Tashaneka. Nakupya kosa Tashaneka. Ine yo Tashaneka. 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 Nakupile Tashaneka. Nakupya kosa Tashaneka. Namulenda Tashaneka. Namurataluka Tashaneka. Namurakona Tashaneka. Tashaneka. Tashaneka.
This one is taken off the album Fiancé, and it's music done by Christine and the Revival Gospel Band. This one is titled Tanshaneka. I don't know why I just said Fiancé. The person renaming these songs, naming and renaming, I don't know. It is a happy world of 5FM Radio. 9:30 is the time, and well, good morning to you. Thank you so much for choosing the happy world of 5FM Radio. My name is Curtis. This is the Gospel Highway where praise and worship never runs dry. All right. Now, like I said earlier, that I, in the studios, will be joined by someone. Well, she's already in the studios, and well, we shall be interacting in a little while from now. So remember, this is 5FM Radio, your happy day station. It is the station you'd love to sing along to. And of course, well, we are on 89.9 FM in Lusaka and the surrounding areas, and 94.1 FM in Chipata, Eastern Province. Well, let's take a short breather.
To the music in the air, you've gotta take the time to listen. Hear what you've been missing. Your favorite songs, old and new. We play them all for you. 89.9
5FM Radio. Kule wa mkuu. The big beat.
89.9
5FM. Today's life.
The happy world of 5FM Radio. Home of happy voices.
Happy feelings in the air. Touching people everywhere. 5FM. Today's life.
All the 10 parties, may their souls rest in peace. We can't do that.
Reporting for 5FM News, I'm Lumingu.
Listening to the news should never be optional, but a routine. Patrick Soko, 5FM News in Lusaka. Christopher Chisi, I'm Gordon Yalenga.
When you neglect information, you miss out policy pronouncements and opportunities.
Let us discuss and talk about. You need citizens to have information.
If ignorance is not a defense, then an informed citizen is a critical asset to democracy.
The headlines.
The headlines.
SICTA to update the nation on mobile cash transfer fraud.
ZCID critics told to tone down and understand its mandate.
Stakeholders raise concern over illegal dumping of medical waste.
NRFA told to rename the tollgate along the Ndola Kitwe Road.
Farmers Organization questions FRA decision to offload maize to millers.
The NDC against calls to hold an inquiry on privatization.
In 2019, Zambia as a country need to focus on more progressive issues in terms of entrenching.
Stay tuned to your number one infotainment provider. 5FM Radio, your dependable source for news.
All right, welcome back. This is 5FM Radio, your happy day station. Like I said earlier, that we'll be joined by someone in the studios. I have Makweja Sekai. Makweja Sekai, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm absolutely great. And well, thank you so much for actually finding some time to come to talk to us on the happy world of 5FM Radio.
Thank you for having me.
Great. All right. So now, well, you are known for quite a number of things by people out there. You are a singer.
Yes.
A motivational speaker.
Yes.
A driver and an entrepreneur, all in one soul. All right. So for the sake of most of us that would like to know you, tell us a little bit about who is Makweja Sekai.
Makweja Sekai is a young lady, yes, born and bred in Zambia, Chiwamba district in particular. Yes, and I'm coming from that side. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, you're here to motivate a few women out there who would actually want to be motivated in one way or the other. So tell us, what really brings you here? What is that message that you'd like to communicate, that you'd like to for your fellow women out there to hear, and maybe probably even other men out there who could be interested to know?
Yes, by now I should know that a lot, they know my story, where I'm coming from, where I was selling fritters. You know, I lost my mom when I was 7. In grade 12, term 1, I lost my elder sister. Term 2, I lost my dad. And then, you know, my dream had just to hit a lock of disappointment, you know, and there's nothing you can do in this life.
So you lost your mom and dad?
My mom, I lost her when I was 7 years old.
7 years, okay.
Yes. And then my dad and my elder sister, the time I was in grade 12, and it was in the same year, term 1, I lost my sister. In term 2, I lost my dad.
Very
and you
sad.
know, yeah. And you know what comes, you'll be like, I don't know what will happen next. Since it's consecutive, I don't know who is going to die in term 3, you know. You just lose your brains like that.
So basically, you were receiving sponsorship from your mom and dad, and probably even maybe from your siblings. Now, from that time when you lost your mom and dad and
my sister,
your sister, tell us how has life been for you? How did you how did you manage to get through from grade 12 until maybe probably now? How has it been like?
It hasn't been easy, but you know, life is a process. There's always that everything comes at a time. So after I completed my grade 12, going to college was a challenge because of funds.
So you've been to college?
No, I haven't. But I wanted to. But because of monies, you know, the people whom I knew that they would definitely pay for my college fees, they died when I least expected it. And you know, when you're in grade 12, your friends will be like, immediately I'm done. My mom, my dad will do this. You're on those guys still sharing those stories, and then they die. What do you say next?
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, how did you? What was the? What plans did you have, and what were you doing that has kept you even up to date? I mean, maybe starting from the first job that you got, or any other related story.
I started by making fritters,
You're selling fritters
Yes,
on the street?
Yeah, at the farm. That's where I was. I was selling fritters, and then the business didn't prove to be successful for me, like taking me where I should be. So I came to Lusaka here by chance. I managed to meet up with some guys who do car cleaning. So I joined those guys. I started washing cars with them. But being a lady, it was challenging. People would say all sorts of things and the like. But they didn't bring me down. From there, I was like going back to school, college. So I was like, no, it's best I just go to a driving school, which I managed to go to a driving school. I went to Flash Capital Buses. I presented to them what I had. They told me, yes, we're interested in having ladies here, but your license, it's not yet PSV in as much as we want to help you. So I had to work as a conductor with my C class.
So you were not, they could not employ you because of the driving license, the class of the driving license that you had at that time.
Yes.
And instead, you resorted to become a bus conductor.
Yes.
A female bus conductor.
Yes.
All right. And then what happened? And then how was the experience? I know bus conducting is quite challenging because you meet a lot of people, different people with different pressure, maybe things like that. So how did you manage? How did you really cope up with that type of a job?
Wow, I think so far that's the scary thing I've ever done.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because I knew that I'll be working with people who are not sober, and then they'll do anything because they are under influence, So I was like, I don't know how many bruises, the teeth, losing, but on the contrary, that didn't even happen, I'll lie if I say this is what these guys did to me, apart from those bruises I got when I used to climb mango trees, So it was challenging, but at the end of the day, I had to do what I had to do. Most people, they know that conductors are vulgar, they disrespectful. If you are a lady, you have to behave like a man, dress like a man. But I'm a lady and I have to maintain my status as a lady in society. And who knows, maybe somebody else would love to do that same job. And then if I behave like a man, maybe that person wouldn't be comfortable doing that. So that simply means they can't do it. But if they can maintain their status as ladies, they do their makeup, and then they come by the door, mukwela, things like that. It's beautiful, So I worked. I know people would even ask, so you also do insult? Insulting, why should I insult you? Because tomorrow I'll still wake up and say I'm going for work. But will you jump on my bus? Definitely not. And some people didn't even expect to say a female person can work as a conductor. You're asking them, mukwela, they'll be just looking at you. And then they just come straight on the bus. And then be like, what is wrong with this person? No, I thought you were joking. No, I thought what? I'm like, oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other challenge is, us conductors. Yeah. By the time I was a conductor, somebody would tell me to say, I have a 5 kwacha, I'm going this side.
Na shorter.
And then about kuchosela 50 kwacha, kuchosela 100 kwacha. If I tell you, conductors, we get excited when we see big monies,
Okay.
We want to kuchosa yo kwana, make sure.
If you say that I have a 5 kwacha, then they have to produce the exact amount of money that they actually bargained for.
Yes, but it's on contrary. That's what I realized that brings confusion between passengers and conductors. When somebody tells you, I have a 5 kwacha, so wanakulangiza drama yo kambati nina 5 kwacha wakuza chepa kama sunayone
drama. So how did you deal with that? Somebody bargains for a 5 kwacha, let's say for example from town to Kabanana plot, they bargain for a 5 kwacha, and then they give you a 50 kwacha. And then if the bus fare was, let's say for example, 9 kwacha, how did you deal with that? And
I have myself to blame, because in the first place, I'm the one who allowed that person to jump on the bus. So whether they give me a 50 kwacha, 100 kwacha, I have to give them their exact change. And that's where a lot of conflict comes from in buses. You find nabalomba fine aisa funya 50 kwacha conductor ala funya fye yonse. Passenger, what? You wanna chkweva? Ati why mwachosa ikulu ni drama yako. Just give them what belongs to them. And these conflicts, passenger thing, insulting thing will not even be there. We are here to provide a service. You can imagine a day spent without a bus driver. I don't know how people would move on that particular day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about. There's always this common thing that happens, especially with conductors, and when it comes to getting passengers on board on that particular bus. There's what they call zampe, zampeta, and zampa.
Yeah.
So tell us, how were you? Because there are other. You were competing against male conductors.
Yeah.
Okay. And then maybe, for example, Wamuzamp, and they tell you to say, they could say a lot of things. Now, tell us about your experience in terms of that. When you, maybe, for example, getting people from it could be maybe not within town, but from different areas.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Wamuzampa, maybe in Wamuna, then tells you something bad and all that. How did you handle that pressure? I know there's a pressure involved there.
Yeah. At the end of the day, everything we do comes with pleasure, but you have to be capable of
handling it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, sometimes we'll be like, you want some Paul after on do a girl or in the choke of mambare kunyumba. And then I'm like, what? Nasiri opwanya mambare. So I'm here to do this job now, to be an accountant.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And some people will be like, a lady driving. Ukamusampaula soche kapena evachita calculator tasaza fika pali baja abantu bali pasogoro inenzenda ni batenga, and then maybe he's surprised he just sees you're picking those people, and then you're like, what? And ache kunyumba kapika watu I can't go there. I'm here now to make sure I do my job.
Quite interesting there.
Yeah.
All right. If you just tuned in, this is the Happy World of 5FM Radio, and I am with Makweja Sekai. She's with us in the studios just to talk to tell us about how she's actually been able to do quite a number of things, facing so many challenges, but managed to actually push through and be where she is today. So if you'd like to interact with us, you can call us on 0955-221515. She's a person that rolls from selling fritters to car washing, from car washing to bus conducting. Now, away from bus conducting, you've actually had a few challenges here and there, and tell us, what was the next move? Where did you go from bus conducting to from bus conducting to what was next now?
I had to go back to school because they told me at Flash to say we want a PSV. So
a driving school.
Yes, I had to go back to a driving school. There at ITC, I managed to get a CE and got what is needed. And on top of that, I didn't just get what was needed, what I was required of that side, but I also had to put a D, which is dangerous goods. I can now drive truck and trailers, carry copper, sulfur, acid, and all those goods. So it doesn't matter where you're coming from. Life is a process.
Interesting.
Yes.
All right. So from with those license, with that class of a license where you're driving, what sort of vehicles are you able to drive now, knowing that you got that?
Apart from driving a bus for Flash, I can drive truck and trailer and all those goods, dangerous goods.
Dangerous goods.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So there are so many women out there who are choosy when it comes to a job, even though they don't have food on the table, but they say, no, I think I cannot do this type of a job. I cannot work as a conductor. I cannot work as this and that. What's your word of advice to those women who are selective when it comes to jobs?
Wow, that question brings me to what I'm here for now. It's processing. Life is a process. You can't, like for me, I can't just find myself holding a fritter in my hand before I could mix the flour, the baking powder, and everything. So you have to start from somewhere. Make sure you find what you can do. Don't choose what to do. You never know where it will end you up. I never knew that after doing all these things, I'll find myself be where I am today. So challenges, yes, I understand they come to us human beings, but no challenge will come to you knowing that you're not capable of handling it. You just have to stand firm, stay focused. These challenges, they are like water. They'll just come. They are not here to stay. They'll be passing. It's like you're in school. You don't expect yourself to go all the way to grade 12 without writing an exam. What kind of a student will you be? You will not even be qualified at the end of the day. So the challenges of life are our exams. So for us to be qualified to do what we are supposed to do, I like it when I look at people who have gone through hardships, a lot of challenges, and they still stand firm and just succeed in whatever they do. They really make my days.
Wow, amazing. Well, there you have it. That's Makweja Sekai there. It's a motivational speaker, a driver, an entrepreneur, a singer. Well, amazing. And while I am very much inspired, I know of a story of I know a story of a gentleman that I used to. I remember I used to do some different businesses. Okay.
Wow.
Now, I was actually running a business center. Now, this guy just completed his grade 12, and he came to work for me as he asked for anything that he can do at that particular business center, and I had a photocopying machine. Okay. Now, he only came to do just photocopying. All right, photocopying for people, and then he gets paid for that.
Okay.
Now, because he just wanted to do anything, there came a person who wanted to photocopy some advertisements for some job vacancies.
Wow.
So when he read through that paper, he got interested. So he said, "No, this is a very good job vacancy. Maybe let me try my luck." He applied, and to the turn of events, he got accepted. Believe you me, right now, he's one of the successful people that that I've known, that I've worked with. Okay.
Wow.
Because of that advertisement, he applied and he was picked. He was selected, and he's doing well. Imagine, from just photocopying.
Wow.
He sees an advertisement and he utilizes that opportunity. And for me, I was very, very happy. I was like, no, go for it. I mean, this is an opportunity.
Yeah. And now you can imagine if he never worked for you as a photocopying man. What would have happened? He was going to miss out. And this is what happens. A lot of people will be like, no, me, I can't do this. You don't know, maybe somebody will locate you from that side. These events, they unfold as we grow and just do different things at the end of the day. You just start doing something, and then just something opens up on the other side. You venture there just like that. And then at the end of the day, like you are saying, today is a successful man.
Exactly.
Who knew?
Never despise humble beginnings. That is obviously the message that you have to pick out from that. And of course, this is 5FM Radio. Let's now listen to a song. And this one is, let's see if we can listen to Marvin featuring, this one is Ala Pala featuring Marvin. It's a song that was done by Mulenga Mulumbwa.
Fishi file mishupa, fishi mwika lile nkumba bulili, nayo wandi. Namula batile sawenu elesa, ulia wino wapatwile, vemba wakashika. Kaimweni vemba nshimukwete, leo yenga filwa. Kaimwe mafia nshimukwete, ewe ngafilwa. Fila fina lebomba kale, efya lebomba na nomba. Mumutu ishiko, kwa shala panono. Ala para fila fina palile hara. Alelo, alelo, alelo. Alamona ndoku kali kwa mutima owe alishiva mwebe fefyo lefaya ala kupela ngabana ulefaya ala kupela ngani nchito nayo ine ala kupela ngachupo na chochine ala kupela lelo 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 oh lelo lelo bushikubobe kumune filamba Vila fine apalile mailo na lelo alapala Lelo bushikubobe kumune filamba Vila fine apalile mailo na lelo alapala Lelo be alapala Lelo
Lovely music there. Mulenga Mulumbwa, Ala Pala, featuring Marvin. And it is going to bless you. It's going to bless us. It's going to bless Zambia. It is 9:54 on the Happy World of 5FM Radio. Good morning to you. Today, the 11th of August, 2019. All right, so I still have Makweja Sekai in the studio. Looking at the time, really, it's moving too fast, and I wish we could actually continue listening to you sharing your story. Now, tell us, your maybe as we come to a close of the program, you can just give your final remarks, and then we listen to your song. You do music, so we're going to listen to your song, and maybe probably as you're concluding, tell us what's contained in this particular song. What's the core message in your song?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For my concluding remarks, I would like everyone to know that life is a processing. So whatever stage you are in, whatever stage you find yourself at in life, consider it as a process. And what you will do is what will matter the most. So whatever comes your way, be conscious, stay focused. Where you are doesn't matter, but where you are going is where it really matters. So you can either destroy your future right now, or you can build it right now using the challenges you are facing. Life without a challenge, it's not worth it living.
I totally agree with you, because most people would say, okay, I've lost my mother, I've lost my father, I've lost my brother, and so on and so forth. Then they give up. The only solution is to start doing things that are not right, you know. But for you, here you are. You lost every person that you depended on, but here you are. You're still standing. You're still at least able to do something that is giving you money at the end of the day.
Yes, and I would love a lot of people. I know it's not all of us who can do driving at the end of the day, but whichever that you can find easy for you to do, I know it will still come with challenges. Just stand by it and do it. This is where I'm coming from. I've shared my story several times. At least if you can see where I'm coming from and how people will look down on somebody because they are doing something without really knowing exactly where they're coming from, So you just have to stand strong for yourself as long as you know where you are going.
Wonderful.
Treasure the processing and not the results, because the results are just as a result of the process. If I do my fritters, the process is not okay, definitely my fritters will be the terrible ones somebody can ever taste, So whatever you become in life, it's because of a good process in your life. And this process comes from the challenges we have. As we corner ourselves, as we sit down, we sort out our issues properly, then we end up having a good life.
And getting to the song, what is the message in this particular song before we listen to it? What's it talking about?
Well, for the song, basically, Jesus Christ was talking to his disciples, but today we are the disciples of Jesus Christ. He was telling them to say, in a little while, you will see me no more. And then after a little while, you will see me again. There will be pain and sorrow, but joy will come and nobody will take it away from you. So whatever you've been through in life, whatever you are going through in life, don't say, will I ever make it in life? Don't look down on yourself. This is your time. This is your moment. Just stand up firm and do what you can do. If somebody points a finger at you to say, just tell them to say, yes, that's my past. Or maybe I made mistakes, because there's no angel in this world, As long as we are living, we are bound to make mistakes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, Makweja Sekai, thank you so much for finding time to speak to us right here on the Happy World of 5FM Radio. And we hope to host you again next time.
I'm really grateful for having me.
Great.
Thank you.
All right, now let's listen to a song by Sekai Makweja. What's the title of the song?
In a little while.
In a little while. All right. Let's take a listen to this particular one. And we have the news headlines at top of the hour 10.
You will see me no more, and then after a little while, you will see me again. Jesus said in a little while, you will see me no more, and then after a little while, you will see me again. When it's typos say this, they start asking each other, what does it mean by saying this? Because we don't understand. When Jesus said them, he said, I tell you the truth, you will weep and mourn, while the whole world rejoices. Now is your time of grief, but your grief will turn into joy, and no one will take your joy away. Take your joy away. I've been speaking in parables, but the time is coming when I will be speaking in grand language to you all. Jesus said in a little while, you will see me no more, and then after a little while, you will see me again. Jesus said in a little while, you will see me no more, and then after a little while, you will see me again. Jesus said in a little while, you will see me no more, and then after a little while, you will see me again. Jesus said in a little while, you will see me no more, and then after a little while, you will see me again. I came from the Father in heaven and then entered the world. Now I am living this way, then I'm going back to my Father. Then Jesus' disciples rejoiced and said, now we can see that you know everything and you are the true Son of God. Jesus said in a little while, you will see me no more, and then after a little while, you will see me again. Jesus said in a little while, you will see me no more, and then after a little while, you will see me again. Jesus said in a little while, you will see me no more, and then after a little while, you will see me again.
Hey, hey. Isetima jamushe, katima kamushe, kifula muze jamushe, ona wakaidila.
Musha Meal available in Pick and Pay, Spar,
Melissa,
Game Food Corp,
and all quality retail shops.
Musha Meal, smooth and tasty.